Greetings of peace and happiness to you and to all the staff of Mission. I'm Isidro Antiquiera, and I've been working here in South Korea since June of last year. I missed reading Mission, which our family had been getting since I was in high school, until last printed issue in May to June 2008. Today, while surfing in the internet, I remembered that the magazine is now online. I want to share some of my experiences here and how I was able to get to know some of the Colombian priests and lay missionaries here. Being a stranger in a new country with a different culture and language is really a big challenge for me. This is my first time to go abroad for work after 2 years of waiting, which involved a series of difficulties such as rushing to the agency only to face a long wait, doing a 12-hour night shift at work while studying the Korean language for 4 hours each day. I was being pressured by my office mates, some of whom had already worked in Singapore and Dubai. While I tried to keep mum, they kept reminding me that I was the first to apply for overseas work but was still here. Too many extracurricular activities and thinking about my future plans landed me in hospital twice in 2007. First with a urinary tract infection and later with Bell's palsy paralysis of part of the face. Maybe my father was right that this indicated it wasn't my time yet to travel. When I left the Philippines for Korea, I didn't know what awaited me. All I know was that I had come here for work. But I was surprised when I arrived at the factory. My work is very different from my last job, where I just operated machines run by a computer and wore clean room garments. Here, it's the opposite. The job is in metal factory and is very dangerous. I said to myself that I wasn't used to this kind of work, but there was no turning back. Stainless steel plates, sharps and heavy metal objects are around the factory, and sometimes they are transported manually. On our second day in the factory, we were told to lift GI sheets manually and assist the Korean workers. As the day went on, I kept on praying that God would guide me every day as I was alone, far from my family. God is always there. I know He will keep us away from any danger and accident. In my wallet I have a Lord of Pardon booklet, and every time I'm in the comfort room, I take time to read it and ask for guidance and protection. In my most difficult moments, I have received everything, the blessings, opportunity, and talent needed. My first encounter with Colombian priests here in Seoul happened when we went caroling at the Colombian house. I am a member of Yewadung Catholic Choir. When we entered the Colombian house, I thought of Father Patrick Hurley in Binalbagan, Negros Occidental, one of only 4 Colombians left in Negros. He was our tatay in the church, and everybody loved him. I also remember the time I made a search-in for Colombian before I graduated from high school. After we sang to the priests present, I introduced myself and mentioned Father Hurley. They told me to come and visit the house whenever I was free. Last Christmas Eve, I attended Mass at the Colombian house. There I met Son Sion Young, Katharina, a Korean Colombian lay missionary who had worked in the Philippines. Her face was familiar from the photo album of my brother Jason, a Colombian seminarian. At first, I hesitated to approach her, but I took courage to ask her if she had been to the Philippines with the Colombians and if she met Jason. She introduced me to Myra San Juan and Violi Villarais, 2 Colombian lay missionaries from the Philippines, who also invited me to come to Colombian house at any time. Katharina gave me her phone number and told me to call her if I ever had a problem. When I had accident last February and was advised to rest for 6 weeks, I grabbed the chance to visit the Colombians. Every Monday, I went to the house and talked with the priest who gave me advice about living in Korea, joining them for dinner. I also attended the St. Patrick's Day celebration, 17th of March. On Easter Sunday, I attended the send-off mass for Peter, a Colombian lay missionary from Korea bound for Chile. I also met Colombian priests from Chile, Peru, Fiji, Australia, and 2 Filipino Colombians, Father Leo Distor and Father Darwin Bayaca, who came from Chicago, all involved in the formation of Colombian seminarians and in Seoul for a meeting during Easter week. Aside from the Colombian priests, there were also Colombian sisters and other lay missionaries and 2 Korean Colombian seminarians. It is always great for me to visit the Colombians, with whom I feel at home and welcome. The Colombian way of life for me is different. Sometimes, I think of being a lay missionary. If ever that happens, I want to be a Colombian. But only God knows what's best for me. Now that I am back to work, I am not sure when I'll be able to visit the Colombian house again. But one thing is sure, the Colombians are always there with a welcome. And I am so happy that I was able to fulfill Father Hurley's message to my father, to visit the Colombian. I also thank Father Jude Hinovea for giving me some advice and hints about life here in Korea when I was still in Manila processing my papers. I thank God for giving me this opportunity and for answering my prayers. Sincere prayer and patience make a dream come true. God bless us all. In unity and prayer, Isidro Antiquiera.